How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the world of Pokemon. My name is ProfNoki, and you're here once again for another edition of the news with Noki. Today, I would like to begin with a little bit of a channel update, as well as get into all of the news stories revolving around Pokemon, Marvel, and even Star Wars. So, for starters, as many of you are probably aware by now, I've been on a bit of a hiatus for the last couple of weeks or so. And I'm not exactly sure how many of you out there who are watching are also content creators, but you might know that every once in a while, it can be very positive to just take a break, take a big breath of fresh air, and really recenter yourself to get a better idea of where you're heading with your content. And as many of you may know by now, I am not only the professor, but I am also a husband and father to 3 children who I stay at home to take care of. Which, as you stay-at-home parents out there very well know, is a lot more than just watching over your children. There are so many responsibilities that come every single day with their care, direction, and guidance. And I am somebody who does not take this responsibility lightly at all. In fact, I pump a lot of who I am and everything that I do into my children and making sure they have the best possible life that I can provide for them. So the break that I took the last couple of weeks was very rewarding for me personally in many different aspects of my life to help get a lot of different things in order coming into the summer months and an even greater channel growth that I expect into my 1-year anniversary, which is actually right around the corner. In just a couple of weeks, on June 1st, I will be celebrating 1 year here on YouTube, and I'm extremely excited for some very huge projects that I have in mind to do in the coming year. But with all of that channel information out of the way, on to the news! Kicking things off today with Pokemon GO and a recent data mine that actually exposed a wealth of information about the mobile game, including brand new Galarian Pokemon as well as Galarian forms of returning Pokemon like Obstagoon, Galarian Darumaka, Galarian Meowth, and many others. There's also various codes referring to remote raiding and many of the error codes that come along with that, as well as new NPCs in the game including Jesse and James and even Professor Willow, hinting at the fact that maybe you'll actually be able to battle these players. It seems the game will also receive a number of shop updates, including what appears to be something titled free boxes. And there seems to be a vast number of improvements to the overall friendship capabilities, including the ability to see which of your friends are online, a friendship level slider, the ability to share details with one another, and even some improvements to the overall gifting system. And on top of that, there is even more packed into this Datamine Leak, including daily encounters, stickers, and AR occlusion, Go Battle League updates, and something that's titled Free Transform. All of which actually adding so much new and amazing content to the mobile platform and bringing players so many new mechanics, some of which have actually been asked for so long. And next up to Pokemon Sword and Shield, where today is actually the final day for the most recent max raid events in the wild area of the games. For the last couple of weeks or so, players in the games have enjoyed increased odds of encountering Pokemon like Tyranitar, Togekiss, Dragapult, Whimsicott, and Excadrill. Not to mention, players of Pokemon Sword have been encountering Heat Rotom in max raid battles, whereas Pokemon Shield players have been encountering Wash Rotom. And now on to Marvel, where speculation has been absolutely buzzing about the possibility that we could very well see Ghost Rider making his way over to the MCU. As some of you may know, they were actually planning a Ghost Rider series over on Hulu before Kevin Feige ended up taking control over pretty much all of Marvel Studios. And according to sources from within the Marvel community itself, there apparently is some form of Ghost Rider project currently in the works over at Marvel Studios. Though there is currently a lot of debate as to whether this will end up being a standalone movie or whether it will take place as a series over on Disney+. These speculations, along with many of the most recently revealed Marvel projects, have led many people to believe that the Midnight Suns could also be making their way into the MCU as well. This group actually includes the ranks of characters like Blade, Moon Knight, Ghost Rider, and even Doctor Strange, all of which obviously already have or are slated to have their own projects at some point in the MCU. So it will be very interesting to see how Kevin Feige ends up playing all of these characters out and how they all end up tying in with one another. And lastly for Marvel today, we have the most recent reports coming out that Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld has been on the record blaming Marvel for all of the delays to the Deadpool 3 movie. As you may know, there has been a lot of uncertainty surrounding the third iteration to this franchise ever since Disney acquiesced Fox Studios last year. And many people were actually fearful that there would be no third Deadpool movie at all, and if there was, it would be entirely way different from the original edgy R-rated movie that fans had loved. Though it is important to note that Ryan Reynolds went on social media time and time again to reassure fans that Deadpool was indeed moving over to Marvel Studios and would be able to play along in the R-rated sandbox that it was accustomed to. However, now with Rob Liefeld coming out very aggressively blaming Marvel Studios for these delays, it's incredibly confusing as to see where this project is at and where it will be heading. And moving right along, we have today's final story regarding Star Wars, where it's been officially announced that we will indeed be seeing the return of Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 2. And not only that, but we could very well be seeing the return of many other favorite characters from previous animated series. Starting with Boba Fett, it was recently announced that he will be making his return in The Mandalorian Season 2 with original actor Tamura Morrison. Now, other characters are also being rumored to be making an appearance, including Rex and Sabine Wren alongside Ahsoka Tano, who I actually discussed in a previous News with Noki. Apparently, Rex, Sabine, and Ahsoka will all appear live action in the same episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, where it will indeed be setting up a number of other series, including the Rebel sequel and the Ahsoka Tano standalone series that has been hinted, teased, and speculated about for quite some time now. And it does seem like Star Wars is actually learning their lesson of oversaturation and really sprinkling in all of these fan goodies throughout many of their upcoming projects to help tie together their overall universe that they're trying to build. I thoroughly hope you enjoyed this edition of the News with Noki, and if you did, that you'll consider dropping a max knuckle all over that like button down below. Also, if you're new to the channel or you haven't already, make sure to hit that red subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of my daily content. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Professor Noki signing out once again for Noki Talks.